Okay, you're talking about veterans.
We got some money when we got out,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you had your veterans, the Veterans Land Act. You could use that.
Mm-hmm.
It got to the point, the Veterans Land Act, you could build a house on a lot under the VLA.
Right.
I used my money, if I had paid it back, the money that I got from them for buy furniture and different things like that, I could have went under VLA and got a property.
Right.
Whether it be, at that time, the smallest piece you could have was 1.6 acres of land, or you could buy a section or two farm or something like that through the VLA.
Well, 1.6 acres is nice.
Yeah, there was a lot of them in Surrey and out here in Coquitlam that the veterans had and then when they paid for them, they subdivided them, and they didn't make an awful lot of money on it, but the money was there.
Mm-hmm. 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 And do you belong to any veterans organizations?
Other than the Westminster Regiment, that's it.
Right, right. And what does that provide you with?
It provides me with the camaraderie of to know where you've been.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to keep that organization alive by the guys that are in the Westminster Regiment now, because a lot of us older guys are just too old to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I've been on the executive of the association, and we have younger people in now, like president and treasurers and stuff like that. Herb Ham is on the executive of the association. We was a younger person,
right?
And they're doing a great job. We want to keep it alive.
Well,
you know, the organization that was started in approximately 1946 or 47.
Right. And what does it mean for you to be a veteran?
Well, I'm proud of what we did. You know, I kind of think that the people of today, a lot of them, I don't know if they would do what we did when we were younger.
Right. Really?
I have that, the way some of these people are, that they would not do that, you know, let somebody else do it. I mean, I kind of thought that's not but I feel that some of these people would just not do it.
Right. And so do you think you're a different breed almost, or?
Pardon?
Do you think you're like a different breed almost, or?
No, after the war and, you know, and the hippies and all that kind of stuff, situation, or the years of the hippie and whatnot, the people, the younger people today seem to have, they don't have that, thoughts of let somebody, you know, it might be different where you can go in and bomb the country and kill everybody in it with one bomb, you know, a nuclear weapon or something like that. It wasn't like that when we were. But I wouldn't say all younger people are like that, but a lot of people would not go and serve their country.
Right.
I feel that. And there's a lot of us veterans that feel that there's a lot of them that would not. Mind you, if the day was to come that they needed it, how many would stand up? I would like to be proven wrong.
Yeah. That would be a good day to be proven wrong, right? Yeah.
I'd like to be proven wrong. Mind you, you get young people and they join the regiments and stuff like that as Saturday night soldiers, but I don't know. I don't know what had happened if they really got people if we had to go to war.
Did you, like you were in Holland, right? So did you participate in any 50th anniversaries of World War II?
Yes.
You did? How so?
What they call the Dutch Society figured that the Canadians were their saviors and repatriated them. And after 50 years, there was the society decided to do something for the veterans and in their appreciation.
Mm.
And I got a phone call from, I can't remember who, but they wanted so many people to go to the armories in Seaforth Armories to represent the regiment. You would take your wife with you.
Mm-hmm.
So sitting at a table with a representative of the Seaforth and his wife, me from the Westminster Regiment and my wife, and two Dutch couples, two Dutchmen with their two wives, and both of these Dutchmen were very, very high in, when they come out from Holland, they did very, very well. One had a hemp factory in Burnaby, and I can't remember what this other guy did, but they were both millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
They had made them and they said, "You are our saviors."
Mm.
You know, in 1968, and this was the Dutch society that Dutch, and they planted tulips at a lot of these different locations where they had these things.
Right.
You know, in '68 when we went over to Italy, we went through England and then through France, Germany, Holland, into Italy and back up into Germany. We stopped in Holland, and we were treated in Amsterdam like royalty.
Really, eh?
They garrisoned there, the colonel and the garrison there, made arrangements that we were able to stop our bus, which nobody could stop on the street or on the front of the Queen's Palace.
Hmm.
We were able to stop there and take a look. Otherwise, anybody that stopped there gets a fine, you know, a nice big property. And then when we went back to our hotel, the garrison people from the army picked us up and took us on a tour of the city of Amsterdam through the canals and whatnot.
Okay.
And on the canal is where their garrison is, and they took us into the garrison and wined us and dined us and took us to The Hague
Mm-hmm.
to catch the boat back to England to come home. And we went through the border with diplomatic immunity.
Wow. What a feeling, eh?
The Dutch people, you know, that was in 1968, but this in 1950, and I guess that was maybe 5, 6, or 7 years ago that we all went, that a bunch of us had gone to the armories in Seaforth,
Mm-hmm.
and Doug Morgan and his wife were there, and my wife and I can't remember who else was there, but I know Doug, him and I were there. But they really, really think the world of Canadians,
Mm.
you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, that's great. How do you observe Remembrance Day now?
The which?
How do you observe Remembrance Day?
About every other year I go into Westminster to the armories, depending on how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go this year, but the last couple of years before that, I went in.
Mm-hmm.
There's usually a place in there for the veterans. Everybody wears their medals, and there's usually something going on in the armories after.
Right.
If I'm not too fond of you know, I don't drink anymore, and for me to go to the Legion or anything like that for Remembrance Day, that wouldn't turn me on.
No.
I prefer to go to the armories in New Westminster, to where our regiment went.
Right. And you still maintain contacts with these
Oh,
guys,
yes.
right? Right. Yeah. On a regular basis, or?
You mean
You know, men from the regiment.
Oh, yeah. I'm always I see a few around. I see one that you and I think you've already interviewed, and that's what's his name that lived over here in Port Coquitlam?
Fred West.
Hmm?
Fred West?
Fred West. I see
Right.
him. He lives not too far from here.
Mm-hmm.
And I see different people around.
Yeah.
I don't miss a regimental dinner and a regimental golf tournament, and you know,
Right.
it's a thing of camaraderie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably about it for the interview. Is there anything that you feel I've missed, or?
No. I don't know if I've said anything that is of any use to anybody.
Oh, it's definitely of use. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Conway.
Thank you.